my name is Micah, and in this video I'll be creating a spread in my joy journal about a forest walk I took with my husband at the end of September. My joy journal is a place where I collect all the wonderful things and experiences that bring me joy. So this is a journal that I don't necessarily work in every day or every week. Some of the entries aren't even date-specific events, like a spread I did about my art supplies. I don't have many pages yet, but it's already one of my favorite journals to work in and flip through. Today's spread will include some photographs from our walk in the forest. I have recently acquired a new-to-me camera, and I've been enjoying playing around with settings and finding my groove with it, so I really want to include these photos. At first I thought about making a whole photo layout, but I also had an idea for a drawing that I want to include, and thus I decided to make a little photo pocket, leaving me space to draw and write. Just saying this out loud makes me realize that I could have obviously used more pages than just this one double-page spread, but I guess I tend to want to contain an experience in one spread. What do you do? Do you let your journaling cover multiple pages and spreads, or do you try and keep it contained to one spread? I'd be interested to know. I'm trying out a couple patterned pieces of paper to make my photo pocket out of. The brown craft paper could have worked, but I'm feeling like I want a little bit more color than that, so I think this mauve one with the dainty blue flowers goes well with the photos, and I really like that pattern. This is relatively thin scrapbook paper, which is nice as it doesn't add too much bulk. I did print the photos on thick photo paper though, but I'm not quite sure if I need to be concerned about bulk with these traveler's notebook inserts, as they don't have that many pages to begin with. I'll put all of this aside for now and come back to the photo pocket later. Now I want to focus on the drawing, as I know this will be another main element in the composition of the spread, and I want to draw this in now so that I can plan the other elements around it, as you can't move a drawing around. So it's good to get this in now. I'm drawing with my TWSBI Eco fountain pen that I recently won in a giveaway by Simone here on YouTube. So thank you so much, Simona. I really enjoy this pen. This is my first TWSBI fountain pen. I have it inked with Dea Tormentis Document Brown, which is a waterproof ink and therefore perfect for sketching and later on watercoloring on top of it. So what I'm drawing here, on our walk, my husband and I saw a deer. I've seen deer in the wild before, but never this close. We did try to take pictures of it without scaring it away, but the photos didn't quite capture the experience, hence the drawing. Do you draw in your journals? If your answer is no, do you wish you did? I've been drawing quite a bit with the TWSBI just to get a feel for the pen. The nib is relatively stiff, I'd say, but that might not say much about the TWSBI. It's just compared to the fountain pen that I usually use for drawing, which is a soft gold nib. Yeah, the TWSBI just feels a lot stiffer than that. What is really nice is that the TWSBI can hold a lot of ink, so you don't have to worry about re-inking it that often. And it also seems to be having a really tight, I don't even know what quite the jargon is, but the cap seems to be holding really well, so the ink is really nice and juicy, and it has not given me any heart starts so far, so it's just a joy to work with, which is great. And I really like this brown ink. I feel like I've been looking for a nice brown waterproof ink for a while now, and this might just be it. So here I'm adding some some ground cover, some grasses, some foliage. I'm not quite decided yet if I want to color this drawing in or just leave it as a pen and ink drawing, but I'll just work on some of the other elements on the spread and then see what I feel like needs to happen with this. Yeah, the deer was just so attentive, obviously paying close attention to us and what we were up to, but yeah, quite precious. There were some other walkers around, and they were there with their son, and so we were able to point out the deer between the bushes and trees so that their son could see it too. And it stood there quite a while. I was really surprised. It was kind of a magical encounter, really. And later on, we met another lady and we told her about the deer, and she said she even had physical contact with one of the deer. So I guess they have gotten so used to people walking the trails that they are not particularly shy. Okay, enough with the drawing for now. We'll get back to it later, maybe, to add some color. I'm not sure yet. So here I'm cutting out all the pieces that I need for my photo pocket. It's a really simple construction of a background piece and a front band, I guess, if you want to call it that, the actual pocket part, which I just attach with some glue tape on the 3 sides, so I can just easily slip the photos in and out of. I feel like recently I haven't added a lot of interactive elements to my journals, though I love a good tip-in or a flip-up or things to pull out. It kind of reminds me of these fun children's books where you can take things out and have all kinds of fun things to explore. I think in general my journal spreads have become more calm in a way, less cluttered and slightly more earthy colored. I mean, they still have color in them. It's just a little softer and maybe a little bit more muted. Maybe it's because life has been so hectic, and my journal sessions are when I can slow down, just take a breather, and just think about pretty paper things for an hour or so. And I guess if I seek that calm in my journaling or in my crafting sessions, I guess that would explain why I then pick things that make me feel calm and also joyful. So, I mean, all is good in my life. It's just a trend that I've noticed, and so it made me wonder, do you notice any shifts in your journaling in terms of color palettes and how calm or excited your journal pages look? Let me know. How are you, by the way? I hope you're good. I hope you're well. But yeah. So here we have these beautiful watercolor leaves. These leaves are from Erin Ware's Patreon, which I can highly recommend. I'm absolutely in love with everything Erin creates. I have a link to her Patreon in the description below, so if you're interested in more printables, but also journaling videos, and recently she's also done some videos about her trying out some illustrations, then you can check her out. So I also made a sketch of my new camera that I'm trying to incorporate, but I can't quite make it work yet. Maybe I'll try that again later. And then here I'm wanting to add this wonderfully textured paper. I've had this in my stash for a long time. I don't even know where I got this from, but it really helps to bring some warmth to the page, even though it doesn't have much color to it. I mean, it's just another beige piece on an off-white cream paper. Maybe it's because of its fuzziness and the organic looking bits in it there that kind of help there. I'm not sure, but It really does. And I incorporate another piece on the other page just so that the two pages have similar elements on them, which helps make the spread look cohesive and ties the separate elements together. And then I'm using trusty German Pritt glue for all my gluing. I bought that on my most recent trip to Germany, and yep, holds all my elements really, really well. And then here I'm bringing in some washi. This is washi from Baum-Kuchen, and I love it. It's so sweet and kind of subtle. Again, I've been gravitating towards the soft and the subtle and elements in my journaling, and this definitely fits the bill. I think I've been putting this on almost every journal page that I've done. Yeah, so if you're unfamiliar with Baum-Kuchen, they have lots of the more known journaling items, journal brands, but then they also create some of their own stationery items like this washi tape that they've designed, or one of their team members, I think, has designed. And then on the website they also share with you the sort of idea and creation story, which I think is so sweet. And then I'm adding my photo pocket. And it's starting to come together, I think. Adding this leaf that I picked out. I really liked that pinkish color in this particular leaf and how that went together with the patterned paper. I think that's a beautiful combination. And then I felt like there was something missing in between the photos and the leaf, and so I'm flipping through my Tim Holtz word stickers, random word stickers. These are quite fun to read and obviously also use. This time it took me a hot minute to find one, but I went with one that said, "Withered leaves about your feet," which, I mean, we took a walk end of September. Most of the trees were pretty green still, but there was definitely some crispy leaves, or withered leaves. I guess, I don't know, does withered have a negative connotation? I'm not quite sure. I hope not, because nothing was negative about this experience. But yeah, so here I'm adding the heading, or the lettering, the title, I guess is what you could call it. So the place that we took our walk is called Raven Run, and well, apparently I feel bold enough to go in with the lettering without sketching it in first. Raven Run is a local nature sanctuary. It's a park with hiking trails and lots of trees and wildlife, and it's oh so quiet there. You can literally forget that the outside world exists because all you see is trees, and there's no traffic noises. We live on a busy street, so no traffic noises is something that I've come to really appreciate. Do you have a little oasis like that where you like to escape to? And there I found a place for my camera sketch. I would have liked if I had done this sketch on some off-white paper, on a little bit of more cream paper, but oh well, it's fine. Are you team stark white, or do you prefer off-white paper? I do prefer off-white paper, as I think it makes everything look just a little softer and a little bit warmer and more inviting. And again, adding some more of that washi, again, to just incorporate elements from one side of the spread to the other to just make it look cohesive and like they go together. Now to add my journaling, I'm using my Kaweco Sport in the color Soft Mandarin, I believe. And it's currently inked with the ink C Europa I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly, but it's by Colorverse. And I got this as a sample a couple days ago, and I like it a lot. It's a muted pink that's still very legible though, and it almost has a rustiness to it, if that makes any sense. But yeah, looking at the spread, I've decided that the drawing definitely needs some color, but yeah, I forgot to check if I was recording, and so the beginning couple strokes of watercolor I did not record. Luckily, my camera makes a beep when it turns off, or when the monitor, the little the screen goes into sleep mode. It makes a beep noise, and it only makes the beep noise when it goes to sleep, which it only does if it's not recording. So the beep alarmed me to the fact that I wasn't recording. So thank you, camera, because otherwise I might not have had any footage of me putting colors to this ink drawing. I'm always amazed how much wet paint you can throw at this thin Midori paper. It just holds up so well. And I know that a lot of people love their Hobonichis for watercoloring. I don't know. I think I prefer the Midori, but it's, I mean, Midori paper is thicker than Hobonichi paper, but it's still really thin paper. It's definitely way thinner than watercolor paper, but it does so well. I mean, that paint that I'm using right now is really wet, and in some areas I have like 2 to 3 coats on there. And like I said, I mean, it was end of September, I think, ish. So most of the trees were pretty green still, but I mix in some more brownish green to indicate that we're going into fall. And again, it just makes everything look a little bit more warm and cozy. And I think I'm pretty happy with the illustration overall, the sketch. I've also started back up with illustrated journaling, so I have a traveler's notebook insert where all I do is draw. I don't draw in it every day necessarily, but I've been doing it pretty consistently. I've noticed too that I think for the last couple of weeks, if not 2 to 3 months, I've been working in the traveler's notebook standard size or regular size. I always get that mixed up, if it's standard or regular. I'm not sure, but you know what I mean. The long, tall format. And I don't know what it is, but that I've been really consistent in all my inserts, keeping up with all of them. So I must be having a good time with it. And here I'm putting in some of the finishing touches. I underlined my journaling because I felt like the words were just a little bit floating on the page. That's definitely something that I do often, just add some wobbly lines to it. I really like that look. And then I decide to extend the watercolor further down to overlap the title lettering a little bit. I'm not sure exactly why I felt the need to do that, and also not sure if I like that much, but hey, at the end of the day, it's only a journal page, and I very much feel reminded of the joy of that day and the wonderful experience that I had, and that's all that matters. Thank you so much for sharing this time with me. I hope you found some inspiration in this video. If you're new here, subscribe to stay connected, and until next time, happy journaling!